Hello, my book besties. We are on the new year. So before I get to this video, I want to talk a little bit about the 24 days of Bookmas that I attempted to do. This did not go that well. I got through most of the days, but I had deleted some of the videos on accident that I had already filmed. Some of the other stuff I was trying to do either came in too late or wasn't ready, and so I gave up. And there wasn't a whole lot of views coming in for those, so the people that did were gifted, and I do want to do something different with it next year. Maybe not 24 days, but I'll do like 12 days to not be so ambitious, because that's where it got me. But I did enjoy it. I hope you guys enjoyed what was there. And the journaling video and the bookshelf video is still going to come. I'm still working on the journal. I'll probably be showing that early January, but those videos are coming out. But today we're going to talk about my January hopeful reads. So in December, I wanted to try and finish up some series that I had started, which I did for the most part. And I will talk about those reads when I finish. I do have, I'm finishing up 2 books right now, which will be done because they're almost finished. And then I've got the best and worst of 2023 that I want to do as soon as I finish. So those will come out early January, and I am going to get better about being more consistent with the posting. I was new to YouTube this year, to the booktube, and so I kind of just was winging it, and it did not work out that great. So I do have a calendar now where I will be doing 2 videos a week at minimum, and then there will be some other things coming in there. I've got some author spotlight things I want to do because I do have author mail that comes in, and then I want to do, subscription things that come in. So we're going to have it be a little more organized, and hopefully that fares better this year. And then once we hit 1,000, we will be doing a pretty big giveaway, which I'm really excited about. So if you enjoy the channel, if you're looking forward to the giveaway, tell some friends to come join as well. I love book besties, and I want to definitely give some nice stuff away. Okay, so we're going to talk about my December hopefuls. I went through my catalog of books that I physically own and have not read yet. Guys, I have almost 400 books on that list. I did not think that I owned that many books that I had not read, and that's just the ones I haven't read. I had to get new bookshelves. I had to reorganize. I still need one more. It's been crazy. So the bookshelf tour will be coming, but my plan is I was going to pick 4 or 5 books off the physical a month that I really wanted to get to. And then, of course, I will probably read more than that. My goal is to take it down by at least 20%, which I feel is doable, 25%. So about 100 books off my physical is what I'm trying to do. And my goal has went up this year for books that I'm going to read. So I ended up picking 7 actually off of there because there's some that I really want to start. So I've got 7 books here off of my physical that I want to read, and then I've got a buddy read that's going to be going in there. And then I realized that my Kindle Unlimited list is pretty long, and there are a lot of books that I want to read and I don't want to wait on, but I don't necessarily need to purchase, especially if they're in a series and I don't know if I'm going to enjoy it yet. So I'm going to try to pick 1 off the KU and then 1 off my Audible list, because I do have Audible as well. And with that, I will definitely read more than 1 off the Audible because I listen to those just on a daily basis, cooking, working, things like that. But then I also listen to true crime podcasts, so I want to be able to get a little of everything in. So we're going to pick 1 Audible that's I want to for sure read for the month. Of course, like I said, I'll probably go over. 1 off the KU list, and then generally I'm going to try to pick 5 off of my physical that just for sure to get to, but I will do more. But I did pick 7 because these are ones that have been top of my list for a while. So we're going to start with the physical books. First one is Sicko by Amo Jones. This has been on my list for quite a while, and then I started seeing some of my book talk and booktube friends recently reading it and raving about it, so I really want to get to this one. And it's not very big, so it's not going to take too long. But this is a foster brother romance, and I cannot wait to get into this one. There are some other books by Amo Jones that are on my list, so I'm super excited about that. But this is our first one. Then the ever popular Butcher and Blackbird by Bryn Weaver. I'm really excited to get to this one also. I do have this one on audio as well, but I would prefer to do the physical. I'm trying to get into annotating as well, more books. So that is one of my goals, but I'm trying to get my physical ones down. And I learned this year that some of the audios I listened to that I really thought I would 5-star, I didn't really enjoy. And I feel like it's because of the audio. So I do have a list of books that I read in 2023 that I'm going to reread as physical books, because I do own the physicals of these as well. And I'm going to see if that kind of changes things. But Butcher and Blackbird, this is a serial unaliver romance with two of them that kind of fall in love, and it is supposed to be like a dark rom-com. So I've seen a lot of people rave about this one as well. And book 2, which I believe is called Lark and Leather. Let me look. I'm pretty sure it's called Lark and Leather. Is coming out in 2024. So I want to get caught up on this so that I can get into that as well. Leather and Lark. So close. It's the same. So Leather and Lark is book 2, and it's coming out this year. So I want to get this one read. The third book has been on my list for a very long time also, is Flawless by Elsie Silver. I read Big Nick Energy December of 2023, and it has put me in a cowboy era, okay? I've got 2 cowboy books here that I really want to get to because I have several on my list, and I can't really tell you the last time I read one. So like a cowboy romance, and Big Nick Energy just put me back in that mindset. We've got Flawless by Elsie Silver. The only thing I know about this is it is a cowboy romance. I don't know much else. So I'll look at the blurb a little bit. It says, the rules were simple. Keep my hands off his daughter and stay out of trouble. But now I'm stuck with her. There's only one bed, and well, rules are made to be broken. Okay, so one bed, a forced proximity, forbidden romance, cowboy. So I'm really excited about Flawless. And then we've got Done and Dusted by Lila Sage. The second book to this is coming out this year also, so that's why I really want to get to this one before it comes out. This one is, I believe, a brother's friend romance. The brother has, all her brothers are friends with the main male character. She leaves town and comes back and walks into a bar, and they kind of rekindle things. I want to say rekindle, but I don't think they were together. I believe that one of them had a crush at some point, but nothing ever happened. And so I've heard really good things about this one also. And I love the cover. Like, this is just the cutest cover ever. And the second one is just as cute. So Done and Dusted is on my list. Then to go into my thrillers is Never Lie by Frida McFadden. I'm going to try to read at least one Frida McFadden per month this year, because one of my goals is to read her backlist. To complete her backlist this year. I really enjoyed The Housemaid and The Housemaid's Secret, which I read in 2023. And I also read The Coworker. I got an art copy of that, and it was so good. She's got the third book to The Housemaid coming out this year, and then The Teacher. So I want to read those plus her backlog. So we're going to read Never Lie. This has to do with a therapist, and these are all thrillers. All of her books have like a twist that you never see coming. So super excited for Never Lie. Then another one that I've been saying in 2023 I was going to read, I'm finally going to get to, and that is A Pen Pal by J.T. Geisinger. I actually think that I'll probably pick this one up first because it's been on my list for so long, and I am really excited. I know that this has to do with someone in prison and pen paling with someone outside of prison. That's pretty much all I know about it, so I don't want to spoil it, but I'll read a little bit of the blurb for those of you who aren't familiar with it also. It says, the first letter arrived the day my husband was buried. It was postmarked from the state penitentiary and contained a single sentence, I'll wait forever if I have to. It was signed by Dante, a man I didn't know. Out of simple curiosity, I wrote back to ask him what exactly he was waiting for. His reply, you. I told the mystery man he had the wrong girl. He said he didn't. I said we'd never met, but he said I was wrong. We went back and forth exchanging letters every week that grew increasingly more intimate. Then one day they stopped. When I found out why, it was already too late, and he was on my doorstep. Nothing on earth could have prepared me for what happened next. So what I do like about this is because it's called Pen Pal, I really like books that have like letters back and forth or text back and forth, and this I feel is going to be like a nice, easy, quick read. and I've heard such good things. So I haven't read a JT Geisinger yet, but there's several on my list, so I'm super, super excited to read this one. And then the last one on my physical one, another one that's been on my list, and some of these are also on my 24 to read in 2024 list. And I'll go over that whole list when I do the journal because I put a page in there. But it is For the Fans by Nyla Kay. I believe this is an MM romance. I've heard nothing but good things. The first line in this book got me, okay? The first line says, for the very first chapter, and there's a playlist. I love playlists. It says, "My dick died. Mind if I bury it in that ass?" That alone, I have to read it, okay? And then there is a playlist in here, which is, I love playlists. So I actually, books that I read them first because I don't like to read listening to music. So I read the book first and then I put the playlist on Spotify and I go through and listen to it and just kind of relive the book, and I love it so much. So For the Fans. So those are my physical ones. Now we're going to choose the audio together. I made a list in my Goodreads of all the physical audios that I have. And I'll just, if I get any more, I'll add to it. Audible had a sale where a lot of books were like $3. And I only put the ones on here that I have not read because I did get some that I've read already that I wanted to re-listen to. So we've got 36 books that haven't been read on Audible, which isn't terrible. So we are going to do a number generator, 1 to 36. I've got a wheel, and then we're gonna just randomly pick one. I feel that's the best way to do it. Otherwise I'll be sitting here trying to figure it out forever, and that was my problem before, is I don't know what to read next. So we're gonna do it random. So we've got our wheel here. We've got 1 to 36. I don't know if you can really see that. Probably not. Okay, there we go. But we've got 1 to 36 on here, and we're gonna spin and see what we get. Just here. See it a little better. This is really not, okay, there we go, 6. We got number 6. So I'm gonna go to my list and we're gonna count to number 6. So we've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we have got it's like a Disney series. It's Poor Unfortunate Soul by Serena Valentino. But the way that I have it on my audio is it has the first 3 books all together. So we'll be reading the first 3 books. Now, one thing I also want to do or mention on here or on KU is if I pick one that's not the first in the series, I will just read the first in the series. So since these come together, we'll be reading all 3. So I'm going to save this, and that's being added to my TBR. Okay, now before we go through the one for KU, because there are 470 books on that one. I know. That one will take me a minute to find it, but I want to talk about the buddy read I'm going to do. So I don't have the physical copy yet. It is actually on the way, and it is Nero by S.J. Tilley, and I'll put it up here. It's a mafia romance. The 4th book, Hans, just recently released, I think the 28th, like it just released, of December. And so we're going to be doing a buddy read. This is with some of my book talk girlies. And so I will be over on TikTok talking about that one. So if you're interested in reading along with us, because everybody is, anybody is welcome to join. We actually do discussions and stuff on it. So if you would like to join, go to my description and I have my TikTok page listed there. Follow me on TikTok and I will be, talking about that as well. I also want to mention that on the TikTok is where I do most of my reviews. So as I'm reading daily, I will be doing most of my daily reviews there, talking about what I'm reading. I do giveaways there as well. And so I will come on here and talk about the books, during the wrap up, or I think what I'm going to try to do is either every other month, every 3 months, something like that. I'm going to just do some reviews of some of my favorites or ones that were just so bad that maybe I need to talk about, which hopefully I don't have much of this year, but I will do some reviews here. I plan to do some more reading vlogs and things like that as well, but I will daily or every other day be updating on there what I'm reading and talking about it. And if there is a spoiler, I do always let you know, because sometimes I just have to talk about things in the book that may spoil it, but I will always put a warning up there for you. So follow me on TikTok for that. I've also been revamping my Instagram, so you can follow me there as well. And then so Nero is the one we're going to be doing for that, and that starts, I believe, January 15th. So I will start talking about that one there. But these other ones I've mentioned, if you want to hear my thoughts on those, or, you know, you want to just follow the reviews, TikTok is where to go on that. And then we're going to do the KU pick now, which may take a minute. We'll spin the wheel and then I'll just fast forward here where I'm counting. But this one, there is 470. So I'm going to change the number wheel here from 1 to 470. And we will pick, which you really can't see anything because the wheel, there's so much going on because there's so many. So let's spin that one. I feel like I broke it because there's so many numbers in there. 83. Okay, at least it's not too big of a number. I can probably find this pretty easy. So I'm going to find number 83 and then we'll talk about what book it is. Okay, so I have found number 83 on my list, which I just went to Amazon and made a wish list of just KU books. And it is Tattered Stars by Catherine Cowles, which is book 1 in a series. So Tattered Stars by Catherine Cowles will be the first one that I read this year for the KU, and I'm going to download it now, that way I have it. And so that is pretty much how I'm going to be doing this. I'm going to pick some off of my physical list to get down, and then we'll do one audio, one KU. Now, if I get through a lot of these, I will go ahead and maybe do 2 audios. I don't see why I can't do that because audios are so much quicker for me to get through. But then again, there are some books that I also listen to on Hoopla and things like that. I have some series I want to finish that I've been listening to audibly. So I'm going to stick with 1 to start with, because what I don't want is to get so overwhelmed with the books or feel like rushed or I have to finish these and then I'm not enjoying it and then I don't get many books done, because I feel that happens. Another thing I got to start doing, DNFing. Okay, I have a book that really held me back this year. I was reading on it for 3 months and I felt like I had to finish it. And so every time that I picked it up, I felt like I was kind of forcing myself and then I wasn't reading anything else. So I want to avoid doing that this year. And if there's something my heart's not in, I'm going to DNF it, which is something hard for me to do. And like I said, I will also be doing some different things with the channel, some different things and how I'm reading, and I will probably put up a whole video on that. It may just be in my journaling video, because I do have like goals listed there where I can kind of talk about that and things that I want to do in the channel. So I realized I didn't even introduce myself or talk about myself when I started the channel. I just kind of jumped right in. So I will likely do a like newbie book tag at some point in January as well, considering that I haven't had the channel a year yet. So I consider myself still a newbie, and I will go ahead and do that. And hopefully this will kind of help bring some traffic into the channel. Because like I said, when I was new, I didn't know what I was doing. I wasn't as consistent, so I'm going to really work on that. But these are my hopefuls for January, and we will see how this goes, if this really helps. And I will see you guys in 2024.